Hello and welcome to Ikkura. This is trading day, the 15th of May, 2020, and the market was not quite as crazy as the day before, but it didn't do what I expected it to do. So we're going to dive right in.
Thank you for having me on the show today. Always a pleasure.
I'm thanking myself for also being on the show. You don't have to choose me, but you kind of have to choose me. So I'm glad I'm on your show.
Thank me.
I'm welcome.
Thank you.
So yesterday was a really interesting day. I only spent like 45 minutes in the market morning looking at what was happening, and I didn't really make any moves. I just looked at it and said, good, my moves are fine, I'm going to keep them, and then I went to bed. So I think they did pretty well yesterday. As a prediction, I believe my net worth is going to be just above $1,100.
Ooh,
I believe I am comfortably in the 1,000s based upon where I think things moved yesterday. So let's take a quick look. I'm opening Robinhood now, and I am at $1,168. Finally, I'm finally back above $1,000. This is amazing.
Only above 1,070.
Yeah. Which is
1,070.
Yeah, that's what I bought back in at. Actually, I think I was at $58. I bought back in to get to 1,000, and then things kind of went down from there. So I am finally above my buy back in by a few percent.
Well,
Thank you. Up $413 yesterday. That's pretty amazing.
That's a hell of a lot of money. So percentage-wise, that's huge gain.
Percentage-wise, 54% in a day. Beautiful.
For some reason, I thought you were holding on to a lot of puts. I guess you're still holding on to a lot of calls.
I am. Here, let me send you my positions right now. First screen, you can see I have now $260 in cash. And
Amazing.
This is because things have settled yesterday. If you go to the activity yesterday, you can see that my SPY 293 call and the SPY 292 call, one was sold, one was bought. Those expired, and then at end of trading day, the Walmart $122 call that I had expired, but in the money. And that gave me $248.
Wait, so when you expire, when a call expires, what does it do? Does it not automatically exercise? Doesn't it shouldn't it exercise?
An option that you choose not to exercise in the money, or if you don't do anything with it, Robinhood sells it for you an hour before market expiration.
Oh, cool.
So This is an automatic sell by Robinhood of the option on the open market, and someone else bought it.
I see.
So I earned $248 cash back into the account. And I think I did very well on this one because the cost of it was pretty low. Yeah, so I bought it for 105.
Amazing.
So this is that dip that we had the other day as the market was dipped down. Disney went down to less than $100, and that's exactly when I bought this Walmart call because I saw that it was cheap.
Yeah, you're seeing some nice success buying not so far out of the money options.
Yes. And this was kind of my lesson to myself. I saw the market dipped and I said, look, everything's cheap right now. I believe Walmart will go up because earnings is next week. Let me buy something I can afford that's at the money or very close in. And so this was just slightly out of the money when I bought it.
What was it, 120 or 121? Was it below 1?
Let me go take a look. Walmart was $121.50.
Wow. So 3 cents up, but because it jumped nicely yesterday.
Yeah.
Nice.
I saw that it was climbing really heavy yesterday, and so I let it go.
Yeah.
But because Robinhood sells before market close, I actually missed out on a really huge jump at the end of the day. It looks like from 125 and 10 cents, it jumped up to 125.70 cents. So I missed out on 50 cents, basically $50 of, if I could have let this expire at the very end of the day, I would have earned $50 more. But I could not because Robinhood doesn't let me.
Well done, Z. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool seeing the different ways we're playing options now. We're definitely
Yeah.
fine tuning.
Yeah. Some other things that did okay. My Wells Fargo put continued to do okay. Wells Fargo is just hovering. So even though the market's doing well, Wells Fargo is going sideways. And I imagine if there's a pullback in the market, Wells Fargo will go down. And this put will come into the money before this expires on the 29th. And then I'm also just waiting for Walmart to have its earnings call. I have this 130 call. Right now it's worth $253. I bought it for $170. So I may end up selling one of these two contracts, or maybe both of them before earnings goes through, because I don't think Walmart's earnings are going to be very positive.
When's earnings?
Tuesday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty much
Right.
it. I'm going to continue doing these credit spreads and try this out again next week. I'll let you know. But anyway, I'm very curious to see how you did, and if you held your JD all the way through earnings, or you did, of course, market open. I want to see how those did, because I heard some good news, like just in reading somewhere. So I think you must have done pretty well. Please tell
Okay,
me.
so I'll start off with my prediction. My prediction is that I am just under 7,000.
Okay. Yeah, I would have thought that you would be comfortably over 7,000. So tell me what happened.
No, I'm 6.6.
Wow.
Okay.
Almost no change from yesterday then.
No, up $300. Yeah, I'm surprised by how little it moved.
Me too.
But
I'm also surprised. I thought that you would have received quite a bit more from the JD calls that you had.
I know. Why? Anyway, so the main thing is I made two moves yesterday. Here's the thing. I think, okay, so basically I made two moves yesterday. First thing I did was I sold one JD call. I was very disappointed with how little JD moved, actually, after earnings.
It did go up a little bit though, right?
Pre-market, it was up 6%.
Yes.
And then as soon as open, it went down to like 0.5% up. And actually, yeah, and the first hour of market open, it was so low and pathetic. I was like, oh my goodness, like let me sell one call at least.
Yeah.
So I sold one call at $2, and I bought it at like $1.20 or something. So that's fine. I'm happy with that gain. But I left the other two. I was like, okay, look, June 5th, there's enough time. Let's just see how it goes. So luckily I held the other two. It rose again, right? It ended 3% up at the end of the day. Yeah. So I'm probably going to maybe let go of these like this week. What else? I think that the theta on Alibaba and Walmart are kicking in a little bit. They all expire on, what's May 22nd? Next Friday. So I have some time. They'll go through earnings probably.
You need to be close to being in the money soon in order for these to be worth something. But your Walmart call I think is going to do very well.
Yeah, let's see. So Walmart's in the money. Baba still pretty far from the money, I think. What is Baba's share price? 203. It's not that far from the money. It could. It's 210.
Yeah, it's 5% up. It could do it.
Yeah, I think that's doable. And again, thank you, Zoom, formed the bulk of my gains. And I did one other thing, which I have been meaning to do, but eventually decided to like pull the trigger, and I'm glad I did it. Is I had a short position, a short put, meaning I sold a put on space.
Yes.
And I bought it to get rid of it because I didn't buy a spread the way you had bought it. I bought them at two separate times, and I'm just worried about what will happen if the $14 one triggers.
Right.
That means I would have to I don't know whether it automatically sells the $13 one at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just worried about that. So I just decided to get rid of it. Plus it frees me up a little bit. So now I just have a put on space, basically, and I'm planning to buy back in pretty soon, actually. I didn't want to make any moves yesterday per se, other than these two, just like maintenance stuff, because it didn't move big enough in one direction for me to do anything. So I just sat on it, and not bad, right? Like, but you see how interactive brokers doesn't make sense, right? Because yesterday I had 6.3, right? Ended at 60 something. Look at my daily P&L. It says it gained $574. So it's like, it's just confusing sometimes, right?
That is very confusing.
Yeah, friendly. So this might not be the actual figure. I don't know, but anyway, we'll just take it as it is. But overall, can't complain. I'm happy with whatever, and I am beginning to feel actually quite jittery about holding on to so many calls. I think that I'm about to get royally up the butt, and I don't. Actually, I want that, right? Or do I not want that? I don't know whether I want that.
It depends on if you're going to buy a put or not.
Yes. But I'm getting scared, actually. So
And is this just because you think the market is starting to get back to normal-ish? There's not much retail moving right now. Next quarter is going to be atrocious for earnings for so many companies. There's still a lot of problems in all the states and stuff, mostly the US markets. Is that why you're getting jittery? Like the sentiment is that you're at the top right now?
Yeah, I suppose so. I think that, look, I don't feel comfortable holding, I don't have what I should do is have proportionately how much of my portfolio right now is bearish versus bullish. I feel like it's very bullish right now, my portfolio. So I would feel more comfortable if I could buy a couple more puts, just to even it out, maybe 25% bearish, It does dampen my profits, but my gains or whatever the movement, but I feel more comfortable with some more puts in my portfolio basically. Good thing is that I'm sitting on 1.57K cash right now.
Right.
So I have some money to spend, and we'll see. I mean, this week I'll probably load up on some puts. A couple more really speculative plays. I'm waiting to buy space. I didn't buy it yesterday because it was slightly up. It ended up 2% down, which if it had started off that way, I would definitely have bought space. But anyway, so that's what I have right now.
Nice.
Walmart and Alibaba both report next week, so there'll be another exciting week for it. But I don't think I'm gonna seeing what happened with JD. I actually don't think I'm gonna hold through earnings. Usually, I won't. What about you?
Yeah, I also think next week I will end up selling these Walmart calls. At a minimum, I will sell one before Tuesday's earnings report. I may decide to hold one, but in general, I don't think Walmart has done as well as people are going to predict that they've done. I mean, you look at Costco, right? Costco reported these earnings, and that's what you said as well, is that the sentiment is they must have done so well, and I think that might not be the case. So I'm really scared to hold through earnings, but I may just hold one just to see.
You should, hold one.
And the other side of it is, I have this Wells Fargo put. I'm going to hold on to that for a while. And then as well, I've purchased a bit of this SPXS, which I'm going to purchase more of that as long as the market starts staying in this higher state, which is the 284 up to 290. I'll purchase more of this. It's not exactly a put, and the returns are not as good, but also the downside is not as bad either. Like yesterday, it went from $10.80 down to $10.50. I have 10 shares, so I lost, say, 30 cents times 10. I'm fine. It's a nice in between if you're bearish to purchase this, because when you lose, you're not losing out big. When you gain nicely, but not like if you were holding a put, obviously. So I'll purchase a bit more of this. I may buy one put on something, and I'll continue to hold these Starbucks calls, because I continue to believe the same thing with Disney as the same thing with Starbucks. Once it has some positive news out, they'll skyrocket up, and that's when I want to sell. I'm actually quite worried about Disney skyrocketing up now. I think it will. I think it'll go into the 115, 120 range probably next week. And I'm feeling bad about that because I feel I missed out my opportunity to buy calls. So, but I may try to buy some calls on that next week anyway.
Cool.
That's it.
That's a wrap.
All right, guys, that's our show. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to our channel. We'll have a nice weekend. We hope you do too, and see you on Monday.